The dude made out like you could only have one. Like, you couldn't change it. So I should at least be running one of these until I get the ones that I want. While stationary is bad. Life Flask gain 3 charges. Oh, that's not bad. 25% reduce physical damage over time. 25% chance to avoid bleeding. Probably the only valid one yet. 5% reduced damage taken from damage over time. 10% chance. What are the captures? That can be.
Don't do anything I would.
Go that way, and then do that one. Yeah. Map tier 1. I know what that's for. I really should be leveling this over poachers now. Yeah. I probably don't need poachers now. Is that worth keeping? It's a lot of life. No, it's the chaos, okay. No, it's not that.
Hello.
Hello.
Watch yourself.
Okay. What have you got for me, Sin?
In Azara's grotesque little garden, you'll find an old friend of mine. The yawning maw that is Yugal. But a soft portrait of what that pathetic creature has come to believe about the nature of fear.
Yeah, nice one, Sin. If I'll
Those who
pay
look
that.
upon him see their own fears reflected in his horrifying visage. Farewell.
Alright, that's over there. Okay. I'm gonna go this way though. Yeah. Oh, we were in the bathhouse. That's okay, we'll work our way back there. The key. Gates locked? Oh. Derp-a-derp. No. Oh, what drop now? So there was a noise from the filter of something good dropping. I can't see it. Me? I'm gonna wait for another class for 3.7 in a couple weeks. I'm gonna do the endgame stuff for the rest of this. Oh, that was the loot filter. Hey, Panz, why did you put it up? What do we have here? What's a card? A bunch of these cards. Really? Oh, it's gonna be over here, isn't it? Oh, we'll push past this way and see. Ah, poop. Yeah, it's gonna be down there. 100%. Yeah, apparently the cards are... Well, some of the gear that I found was definitely worth more than the card because I wasn't progressing without it. But apart from that, yeah. When you get a set of all the cards, I don't know what you have to do with it, but you can turn it into another item, like a specific item. Although some of the cards, you get an item from a certain set of items. Oh, was that one too Exalted Orb, so that one's a very specific reward. And that bridge is messed up. Love this thing. Well, I mean, the problem is, like, I'm probably going to be wanting to be doing whatever the Exalted Orbs are valuable for. Because usually I mean, this game's not really what I'd call MMO, but it kind of is, in a sense. Yeah, what does an Exalted Orb do? It does something. Oh. Like when you say purchase, have you from a vendor or from another player? Other players, yeah. So they use it to modify gear in crafting. Oh, we got one of the. Okay, I've got a file where. Okay. Well, it is probably guys doing stuff to min-max for late game to try and do the late game stuff. So if you're just a player that's just happy just leveling characters, or maybe you just play one character each league just to see the new mechanic, and you get some, you're probably just going to want to trade those away for stuff that might help you either finish off what you're doing this league or help you out with your character for the next league. Although that doesn't, because you'll go to standard. Your stuff goes to standard anyway. So you'd only get the value out of it in this league. You might get some value out of it in standard though. But stuff would cost a lot more in standard. Oh, I can level. So, like, the late game currency is kind of strange in that respect, that if you've got some of the very valuable late game currencies and you want to trade it up instead of using it, you need to, like you could be using it to go further, but so you'd need to get a really good value trade for yourself from it. Or if you just don't expect to min-max to go as far as the people that are buying it off you. I didn't play much of... I played through D2 a couple times, but I didn't get... Like, I just storied. I didn't... Just storied on whatever the easiest setting is. So a lot of the gear stuff I didn't need to know about. Yeah, well, if it resets stats, yeah. Well, there's an item you can get. I don't know exactly how it works, but you can make a copy or an imprint of your current piece. So then if you roll it and you roll badly, you can revert it. Yeah, well, worth is really hard here because there's so many currencies. There's no singular currency like gold, so it's all kind of relative. there's no... I mean, there's possibly a going rate, conversion rate between the currencies, but because everything is like trade and barter, and because vendors don't set a standard for it, it's really hard. Chaos Orb is the most common? Yeah, most common valuable one, yeah. I thought I was doing something else here. That's not here. That is here. Find the Ankh of Eternity. Oh, that's going to show up as a quest marker when I get close enough. Hopefully. That's a long way off. I hadn't planned on clearing out the zones. That'll be a dead end. Yeah. Seriously? Search the key. There's a tiny little bit over here. which leads directly to a dead end. Is that even maybe? Nope. Alright, now I'm confused. Alright, Iriden, thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it. I guess, unless that's considered, one of the things that I think players that have gone through a couple of times would have been used to it, but it still makes it bad design. Is that there are some zones which go through multiple, like span multiple gates, if you will, whereas other zones just become the next zone at that gate. Oh, okay, so it's down. The very last place I look. I like it. And I kind of get it from a perspective where it's the little branch off's not big enough to be its own thing, but it's wanting to be kept separately instanced. Oh, now I'm gonna have to find her in this mess. Oh. Oh well. We'll find it. Let's pretend she's not near the start. Is there no... There's no thing here either. You could telly back and run through. Oh, please be on this side of the boats. She's at the start. Hey Paul, how you doing, man?
I heard tell of a name.
You didn't hear nothing.
Bring me back something nicer.
I've got too much stuff. Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, I should probably just sell off a bunch of it, because I don't think I'm going to use any of it. Gems, at least. Some of the other stuff I might use. Oh, this is probably the only character I'll play in standard. Maybe not. I mean, I'll be making other characters, but I won't be making them in standard. I'll be going to the new, whatever the new challenge league is, and playing over there every cycle. And those characters will eventually get dumped in here, but by that stage they should have been leveled anyway. No, your characters get sent to standard. So there's 4 leagues. Standard, hardcore standard, solo self-funded standard, and hardcore self-funded standard. Right? And then you've got all of those on... No, then you've also got those 4 in the Challenge League as well. So 8 altogether? Wow. Any character that's at the Challenge League when it ends, and then the new Challenge League starts, gets moved to the standard variant that matches the one they were in. So you can still play them. A hardcore character that dies goes to, no matter where it is, goes to standard. Softcore, basically. So it doesn't actually die. Seriously, Carissa, where I just ran this whole map. Started up there. We ran through here. I didn't run around there, but I don't think she's there. Yeah, so when I died to traps, I was in standard hardcore, and I got moved to just standard. I mean, doing hardcore for my first character was dumb, but I was doing standard anyway, so there was, in effect, no penalty. Whereas if you're in the trade league, not the trade league, the challenge league, which currently is synthesis, you get moved to standard. So you don't get to do whatever the new thing is. You'd have to make a new hardcore character or make a new character in softcore in that league. Okay, so this is... I'm going to make an estimate that she's over here. In there. This is what I was talking about, where that's going to another zone, but it's not another zone. It's considered part of this zone, even though it's through a... So if you hadn't played before, you'd be looking at this going, oh, it says in here, and I've checked the entire map. Yeah, and even though this door is going to take us to the key and this one's taking us to the resurrection site, there is no resurrection site on this map. I've noticed that a couple times. But it's this little bit here. Even though... Like, look at this tunnel. Where did we come in from? So instead of being here, for unknown reasons, we've now popped up over here. Oh, that's the dude that was in town. And I hadn't seen him before, and I walked into town and I'm like, oh, he's new. He's not in a good way.